Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Fury's dirty secrets could come out. You know why? Because Daniel Kinahan's been arrested. I know they're like, damn, Hood Champion hasn't reported on this. He's been talking about Daniel Kinahan for years. Now he's been arrested. Where's Hood Champion? He's talking about women's boxing. Hood Champion been tired. That's what's been going on with me. My ass been tired, man. But I got time today. Oh no! Say it ain't so. Suspected crime boss Kinahan arrested in Dubai. Uh-oh. All y'all Tyson Fury fans, you better get you a new, keep a clean pair of jockey shorts close by, because I know y'all gonna shit yourselves if the crime boss decides that he wants to talk about his involvement with boxing. Anyway, like it says here, was arrested in the UAE. Of course, relation to alleged serious organized crime offenses. We already know he's involved with all kind of craziness, man. But the U.S. government imposed sanctions on him April 2022 after he and other members of his family were identified as leaders of the Kinahan organized crime cartel. Now, he also had ties to the world of sport via his now defunct boxing management company, MTK Global, which represented more than 100 boxers, including Tyson Fury. Boy, oh boy. So what does this mean, right? What some of y'all saying, all right, so what? You got this Irish mob boss who was arrested and Tyson Fury had attachments to him. Oh, Hood, what are you talking about here? Why does this matter? You know what I'm saying? Well, because it matters, because now you're talking about a guy like Kinahan. Come on in, man. Oh, you brought it in here. Kinahan, who had these involvements with an international crime organization. But it gets interesting, right? Because I talked about something on this channel a while ago about Kinahan and boxing, and well, let me just show you this right here. I'm gonna show you two things. All right. So for those who are still asking who's Kinahan, right? Of course, his involvement with the drug cartel, and he had an associate shot dead, and guys were injured, and he's accused of murder and stuff like that. But this is what you need to take a look at right here. Now, let me scroll up. This right here is the article y'all need to go read. This is the article. Y'all want to read some interesting shit? Go read this one. Now, I'm scrolling all the way back up here. Tyson, this is from the Business Insider. The date's probably at the bottom. Go and read this article. Tyson Fury's association with suspected, bring this over a little bit, mob boss Kinahan overshadows Deontay Wilder fight week. Bum, bum, bum. Deontay was trying to tell y'all. But Hood Champion was trying to tell y'all, because I've done videos on this. Hey, let me show you why y'all should believe Deontay Wilder. Now, of course, I'm going to tell you again, there has been no proof, but from where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, Tyson Fury's high-profile third fight with Deontay Wilder takes place Saturday, but behind the fight lurks reports that Fury's linked to alleged mob boss Kinahan, who has a prominent role in global boxing. Kinahan's organized crime group, which specializes in drugs and weapons, is suspected of 18 deaths. Now, this is the article talking about it, right? So the thing is, a lot of people aren't aware of all this. It says this is back when this is October 7, 2021. The WBC heavyweight champion Fury returns to the ring for Big Money Trilogy with his longtime rival Wilder, a ferocious puncher from the U.S. So what they're telling you here is, when it says Fury's linked to the mob boss, is that Daniel Kinahan was already involved in the Deontay Wilder 1 and Deontay Wilder 2 fights. It says they fought twice before, 2018 and a Fury knockout win in 2020. Those events captured the public imagination because of the combat sports drama combined with the undeniable pizzazz from the shows. Now, this is where it gets interesting now. Fury's status as the number one boxer in the sport glamour division is a far cry from where he was 5 years ago. At that time, he was a fat ass who was retired, who said he abused alcohol, cocaine, and had contemplated suicide. I would never make jokes about anyone contemplating suicide, but I will make jokes about him being a big fat ass. Now, as we move down here, y'all wonder why he got rid of Ben Davison, right? Let me come back here. Let me come back here. Why did he get rid of Ben Davison? Anybody know? Did Tyson Fury look good against Deontay Wilder in that first fight? I thought he did. Did he look good against Otto Wallin? He got cut, but I thought he did. What has Ben Davison done for other fighters that he's gotten involved with? He's made them look better, right? Why did Tyson Fury get rid of Ben Davison? Because, I'm international, baby. Like to hit? Here you go. The fighter's former trainer, Ben Davison, credited his comeback in boxing to the advisor, agent, and event promoter, Daniel Kinahan. Davison said Kinahan was a godsend to Fury, according to a new book. Kinahan, now this is from 2021, remember, who currently lives in Dubai, is a 44-year-old Irishman who was also a suspected drug baron, although he has never been convicted of a crime. In 2019, he was named in High Court Ireland as the figurehead of the $1 billion Kinahan organized crime group. Now, this right here I want to point out. The Kinahan organized crime group allegedly has interests in hard drugs, weapons, and according to a special criminal court, specializes in execution-style murders, as previously detailed by the Insider. Now, let's come on down a little bit, right? This is where it gets interesting. It says here, there was no suggestion that Davison or Fury are linked to criminality. Kinahan has previously denied that he's a criminal. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. But let's come on down here, right? This is what you want to read right here. Fury became linked to Kinahan 4 years ago. Now that's Tyson Fury, old lard ass, with Kinahan. Okay? And this is an image that Tyson Fury posted. Now, we can just start right here. What do you think about Tyson Fury, the former lineal champion lineal? I beat him fair and square. Nobody wants to give me credit. Yeah, well, that's why most people who have been paying attention to this, they don't want to give Tyson Fury any credit for being Deontay Wilder or for him getting to the point, I'd say to the height. Hold on, let me close this door. All right. For him getting back to the top of the heavyweight division. It's hard for people to give him credit for that. But this selfie that he posted with him, how could you guys sit here and not think anything when in 2017 Tyson Fury posts an image of him and this Irish crime boss who has heavy ties into boxing? How could you not sit here and feel a kind of way? That's all I'm saying. So when we come down here, you see the selfie that he posted with him, and he got these emojis of like, I'm thinking about something. Well, what were they thinking about? What was going on? What could a big, fat, obese, alcoholic, drug addict, what could he possibly be thinking when he hooks up with a crime boss who has ties to boxing? When you want to get back involved in the sport, but you end up leaving the sport because you're testing positive for banned substances and shit. What possibly could he be talking to him about? How could he possibly benefit from a crime boss who has associations and ties to boxing and who could get him back to the top of the heavyweight division? That's all I'm saying. That can help him come back and not have to worry about those failed ped tests. That's all I'm saying. So now let's scroll on down here. This period is significant to Tyson Fury, who was at that point where he had considerable public image problems in the UK, right? So he had all these image problems, but the crime boss was the godsend, according to Ben Davison. He had made sexist and racist comments regarding women and Jewish people. I believe women's place is best in the kitchen and on her back, is what he said. The following year, he said, Zionist Jewish people own all the banks, all the paper, all the TV stations, a statement that employs the fictitious anti-Semitic trope of global Jewish control. Now, so Fury had been having problems for quite some time. Now, in 2016, the UK anti-doping agency suspended Fury after drug test samples reportedly showed he had elevated levels of nandrolone metabolites. Okay, the organization said the following year that Fury never knowingly or deliberately commented an anti-doping rule violation. So Tyson Fury's been having all kind of problems, man. He was having all kind of problems, and he was having them when he met Kinahan, and Kinahan was the guy to make it go away. Then Fury resumed his career in June 2018 after a near 3-year hiatus following his iconic victory over Klitschko and a bamboozling for the ages. But remember, in 2017, it says right here, in 2016, he was suspended after the drug test. Okay? So with Fury is always something. Now, those 3 years away from the sport were wrought with issues, and his relationship with Kinahan was a godsend, according to a friend and former coach Davison. Tyson was questioning everything about himself. If you got a man who's questioning everything about himself, you tell me, what wouldn't he do to find himself and to get himself back into a winning position? What do you think he would do? Do you think he'd probably come out here, man, and hook up with a doctor who knows how to skirt the goddamn system, man, to make sure if he's taking peds that he doesn't get caught? Do you think there couldn't be some corruption in the sport of boxing when you're hooked up with a mob boss who has heavy ties to to boxing? You know what I'm saying? You got a guy who's questioning his own existence, suicidal. What wouldn't he do? Davison said, according to the Clash of the Clans, that's the name of the book. Y'all go check it out. To have somebody come along and say, don't worry, I believe in you, I've got your back, was a godsend to him. What did Kinahan mean when he told Tyson Fury, look, don't worry, I got your back? How you got his back? That's all I want to know. Daniel gave him the footings to start again. What footings did he give Tyson Fury? They say it could have been a positive outlook, a pathway back to the top. A pathway back to the top? What was the pathway? Cheating Deontay Wilder? Influencing the first fight where the referee dropped to his knees and got down on all fours and damn near tongue-kissed Tyson Fury to wake him up as Deontay Wilder knocked him out cold? To come out there now and allow those gloves to be manipulated, man, to allow him to come out there and fight dirty, and for those referees to allow a lot of bullshit to take place to where he had an unfair advantage against Wilder and to be on peds. Remember, this is just a conversation. I'm not saying he's guilty of anything. We're just having a conversation. You know, it was huge for Tyson, according to Ben Davison, to have a guy like Kinahan, to have that Irish mob muscle in his corner. Kinahan was a shoulder for Fury to cry on, according to Talent, who reported that he also showed him a sparkling future, one of unimaginable wealth. Where y'all think I get that shit from? Y'all hear me say this all the time because I read this article and I did videos on this shit, where all his worries were left behind. So I'm going to keep going, but let's just come back here. I got to show my face. Where all his worries were left behind. Unimaginable wealth. I talked about this shit years ago, but I'm talking about it again because Fury's dirty secrets may come out with Daniel Kinahan under that pressure now that he's been arrested. What's he going to say? What you going to do now, Tyson Fury? Because I tell you what, they got him. But what do y'all think about that? Man down and out, suicidal. Got a guy come out here and say, I'm going to establish a pathway for you back to the top. You just trust me. And you watch. I'm going to lead you to unimaginable wealth with a sparkling future. And then Tyson Fury just comes back to the sports and to the sport, and that happens. The man's testing positive for drugs and all kind of shit. Fights, Klitschko gets a win, then disappears from the sport again. 3 years, suicidal, fat, everything on drugs. And then all of a sudden he just comes back to the sport. He just comes back to the sport and just takes over the sport. Y'all want to make me believe that shit? You can't make me believe that. Now, of course, it's just a conversation, right? Remember I tell you, nothing's been proven of any wrongdoing by Tyson Fury. But all I'm saying is from where there's smoke, there's fire. So I've never believed Tyson Fury. I've never believed in it. I've always believed that he did some foul shit. It ain't what Deontay Wilder said. I don't even care what he said. I went and did research. And I said, this is crazy. Tyson Fury to this guy Kinahan to the damn referee. Kinahan's involvement in boxing was nominated as promoter of the year. To Tyson Fury in that second fight, third fight, the Dr. Usman Sajjad Peds. How can you not sit here and cast some doubt over Tyson Fury's performances? Anyway, let's continue, because I'm sure I've convinced the Tyson Fury fans that from where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, let's scroll down. Tyson Fury reportedly attended Kinahan's lavish wedding in Dubai. Now, Tyson Fury was out there at the wedding, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Out there just living the life. It's ridiculous. But anyway, you come back to where let's come back and look what Tyson Fury is right now. Right? That's talking about him and the cocaine. But let's come back to what Tyson Fury is right now. Y'all ever wonder why Tyson Fury retires, then comes back? Y'all ever wonder why Turki Al-Sheikh said, hey, when it comes to Tyson Fury, the money that we're paying him, he deserves so much more. Now, I'm not saying there's all I'm saying is, it makes you wonder. And Kinahan had connections to the Saudis too, right? They have connections everywhere. There were events that were done in Saudi, and Kinahan was behind it. I put all this shit out in videos, right? Watch this. Watch this. People think I'm out here tripping, man. Daniel Kinahan. And what's that guy? Richard Schaefer. Is that his name? Schaefer. And it's called the boxing. Yeah, they put it on an event out there in Saudi. Let's see if I can find it. He was a boxing financier, key boxing financier. It's crazy. What is that event they put on out there, man? It wasn't the Super Six. It was some other boxing event they put on underneath Probellum. Is it Probellum? Probellum boxing. I think it was Probellum, yeah. But Probellum is where, I think that's the name of it. Yeah, it was founded. Yeah, that's it right here. That's it right here. So you see this Probellum thing? Probellum, this was launched, a global boxing promotion. Now, the company's president was Richard Schaefer. Now, Daniel Kinahan was a person, in my understanding, who was behind Probellum. You know? And that's where Schaefer was coming out and saying stuff like, trying to distance himself from Daniel Kinahan after Kinahan started getting some pressure. You know what I'm saying? Where is it at? I'm trying to see which article. But anyway, I'll probably do another video because I ain't trying to sit on here searching all over the place. But the bottom line, you look at Tyson Fury, how he performed in Wilder fights. Daniel Kinahan was on his team. And then look at Tyson Fury's career and where he ended up. The man came, it was like a rags to riches story. Of course, he had money already, but rags, being on drugs, on alcohol, obese, a big lard ass. Hooks up with Kinahan, said, I'm going to lead you to the top of the heavyweight division and to unimaginable wealth. And what happened with Tyson Fury's career? But I'll tell you this, it's all conversation. But you never know what happens, what's going to happen when somebody gets apprehended and is in the joint. And I'm sure all these things are going to come up. Of course, I would think the more important issues would be the murders and drugs. But I'm sure this thing about his involvement in boxing comes up. And if he's a real one, he says nothing. But if they're like, hey, you're talking about life in prison or a 20-year sentence, he must be close to 50 now. I mean, 20 years sounds better than life in prison. You'd be surprised what can come out. Bob Arum was paying this man a consultation fee. Was it $2 million a fight or something like that? Why Bob Arum paying a couple $1 million a fight to Daniel Kinahan for Tyson Fury's fights as a consultation fee. That makes sense to you? Bob Arum, as long as he's in the game? You know, Bob Arum is international, baby. Why the hell would Bob Arum pay somebody a consultation fee when it comes to boxing? Anyway, I'll leave it as that. I could talk for 2 hours on this shit. I'm just not going to, because a lot of it I've said in other videos. Just go to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports, my channel, and just put in Kinahan, and you'll see all the videos I've done, going back years. I was the only one talking about this. Nobody was talking about this shit. I was out here talking about the secret societies in full EFFECT. Nobody was talking about it. And then cats start talking about it a year later. I've been talking about this shit. That's why I'm sitting here talking freestyling. I don't have no note. I didn't do it like I normally do. I'm freestyling. I know all this shit off the top of my head. I've done, in-depth, time-consuming research. But it's funny. Anyway, they did Deontay Wilder wrong. And I believe that. I don't care what no one says. They did that man wrong. And all I'm going to tell you, if you got a guy who's out here and tied to murders, tied to corruption, billion-dollar crime empire, involved with boxing, tied to influencing fights, intimidating referees, intimidating the commission, you know what I'm saying? Who was nominated as promoter of the year but didn't get it, had MTK Global. You know, MTK Global was just disbanded. The shit just went away. You have this guy who's working with Tyson Fury. You telling me that you still think Tyson Fury was in there and he beat Tyson Fury, he beat Deontay Wilder because he was the better fighter? Y'all really, I think the better boxer, I give Tyson Fury that. He's a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. But you're trying to make me believe Tyson Fury all of a sudden developed this Herculean strength and shit. Y'all, come on, man. Come on. Don't let your bias for Tyson Fury cloud your judgment, man. Anyway, let me go before I start cussing. Tyson Fury did that man wrong. Kinahan, I hope he starts talking so we can get all the facts. And hopefully Deontay Wilder just quits talking about it. I've got the facts. And no, Wilder, and fucking give it to us. Hood Champion believes you. I've been believing him. Shit heating up, right? In the breeze.